Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Brendan. Hi, Ken.
How are
Hi.
you?
Hello.
Good night. Good night,
So
everyone.
here
Good
we
evening.
are. Yeah, good evening. Here we are. We had the very first episode. Now we're gonna go live already for our mental gym, right? Mental fitness. So hi to everybody who dialed in. Whether you are play back this video or the watching live, right? So my name is David, and then we have Brendan here. Hi, Brendan. And then we have Ken over here. Hi, Ken. So we are actually dialing in every week to have this mental gym section. Why we call it mental gym? It's just like we go to gym room, right? We do fitness, physical gym, and then but for mental, we all for nowadays most of the people we actually forgot how to take care of our emotions. We need to get remind It's like fitness, That's why we think it's like business. So throughout the session, we can talk with English, we can talk in Bahasa, we can talk in 中文也可以，我们也可以讲广东话、广东话都冇问题。Most important is we hope this live session can gather more people to join in the discussion on how to make our emotion better, how to make our mental fitness even stronger. Brandon, am I saying right? To use stronger this word, So Brandon is actually from a background with this very wonderful technology, have this code, voice for health, right? Am I right? Is a voice for health. So it's a very amazing technology that inspired me to actually have this live session with everyone. So this technology actually can recording short audio from you, and then it can actually come out the result on your emotion, on what is a very deep insight in your mind, so that you can actually really understand more to your own emotion.
That's right, Evan. And unfortunately, sometimes we ourselves do not realize that we are actually affected by many of the emotions in our lives. We think we know, but do you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So back to our topic today. Yeah. So the very first topic today we are talking about I'm sleepy, but I'm not sleepy. So means what? 很想睡了，可是就是睡不着。So means there's a word called insomnia. Insomnia. So that one I think happen to a lot of people but some people happens once a while. Some people might have this issue all about during their lifetime. So today we are here to actually discuss why sometimes we are sleepy, very sleepy, but we cannot sleep. So maybe deep on our mind we know that actually there's something 我们放不下, maybe we cannot let go. There's things that we cannot let go, so that means this thing is actually capturing your mind, so you cannot let go, then you keep thinking and thinking, then you cannot sleep. That's a pretty straightforward, but actually more than that, actually there's more factors than that, right? Really? Is it? Brendan?
I really like the topic today, right? I like how you played with the words, I am sleepy, but I'm not sleepy. I believe everyone has that feeling before when you feel so tired, you haven't had enough rest, it's time to sleep. But when you lie down on your bed, your head touch the pillow, hey, why cannot sleep? So I believe today's session, we are going to dig deeper into this topic, which I believe in these challenging times for Malaysians or even people watching overseas, anybody, you may be facing this challenge. Listen on.
Yeah. How about you, Ken? 今天的这个 topic 你觉得什么看法？
If you guys notice, I was smiling all the way when this topic came up. 因为我不是说这个是一个很搞笑的一个 topic，不要误会。但是我的意思是说，刚好今天 live stream 的时候，我昨天，我本身昨天12点下午的 昨天就是等于11号的12点下午到现在超过24小时了，我还没有睡到觉。我觉得你们都可以看到我眼，
Serious 啊，
这个你们也不知道，因为我们进来这个 live 的时候，我是刚刚到家，刚刚开车从沿路到家，冲个凉水，然后就打开电脑来准备这个 live 了。所以我一直笑着这个东西，因为刚好这 topic 一出来，就是我就有故事来 share 给大家 ，have a story to
所
share。
以你是不是想要说，其实你那个原因，你 insomnia 就是因为你要 live？
不是因为我昨天是11点12点我起来有东西做，过后我要出访去一个那个办公室做事情了，做什么事情不方便讲出来了，可是这是工作了啊。那工作过后，第二天早上7点早上我就是要起来了，来出门了。那等于我6点多就要起来洗澡准备换个衣服了，所以然后前天我又是11点才起来，所以我知道到12点1点这样子，我本身是睡8个小时自然会起来的人，到1点2点我说 OK 还可以几个小时睡觉，可是我一躺下床上像 Brandon 说的睡不着，我不知道睡不着是因为可能我自己有 insomnia 还是因为我前天睡了比较晚起来，所以那个时间 timing 就不对了，所以我觉得这个睡不着的是很多原因，有些的是可能 jet lag， 那有些的我也有知道本身认识的人是他们有烦恼，他们睡觉突然间半夜会起来，心脏跳得很快，也有不是睡不着，是已经睡觉了，可是还没到1个小时起来，因为有烦恼，可是那个 problem 一没有掉了，过了几年了，现在他睡得好好，也有。那我也认识本身的朋友呢，是每个晚上就会喝酒来让自己睡觉，那我都有很坦白的问，有安眠药为什么不吃，好过喝酒吧，喝酒第二天你起来还要头痛，他就回答一句，就是说安眠药吃多了会依赖，会吃越来越多，就好像止痛药一样，所以他甘愿不要，他甘愿喝酒。那我说喝酒喝多会不会依赖呢？那是另外一个 topic 了啊。所以我觉得很多人，然后每一天早上我都有 follow up， 我就问他，哎，你在干嘛？我在烦什么？那当然了，很多的人的答案就是烦钱，然后烦钱的事情，哪里找钱，哪里什么。所以我觉得很多原因有。那我本身呢，我还想不回去我以前的时候，但是我现在我 still fresh in my memory， I can share that。我自己本身也是很晚睡觉的人，但是我是觉得到半夜的时候，我脑特别清醒，就想的特别多，就全部人睡觉的时候，我就特别 active， 所以我把这个东西不是好不是坏，因为每一个东西都有两边的 ，there's always two sides of a coin，and always whether a glass is half full or half empty， 两个都是正确，所以我把这个东西是我睡不着，我用去一个 something for me to。It's a benefit for me that I work more during.
So there's a point over here, meaning that 其实睡不着不一定是不好的，对于 Mr. Ken 来说，就是 Ken 是这样讲的意思吗？
那昨天我就是到12点到1点到2点半夜还睡不着，然后我在想我还剩下几个小时睡觉，然后7点就很重要的会要开了，7点早上我就自己算着给自己，一到4点过后啊，我就直接做一个打算，我不睡觉了，因为我甘愿不睡觉，我才比较清醒。如果睡觉又一般睡起来又不够睡觉又更累，然后开会的时候又有什么，所以 actually I think a lot of 原因 maybe Brandon can elaborate further if there's anyone any of the people you know in the story that what are the reasons. I believe there are many reasons, so I think the way to tackle it is to actually find the reason instead of just a general
how I think Brandon. So like what you say, like not sleepy. I mean I'm sleepy, but I can't sleep. So it's kind of like thing is fighting inside. So we all know there's a lot of cause already. We doesn't need to mention what cause 什么原因，其实我们都懂。But 我觉得如果有谁看到这个 topic tune in 呢，他是想找到一个方法，或者是想了解只是知道那个原因，但是又 tackle 不到那个原因，甚至是不是其实在我们的 emotion， 在我们这个 chemical 这个脑里面，其实是 if we understand, maybe we can hack our brain. Like Ken 刚才讲的，其实我宁愿不睡，反而我更精神，第二天可以搞定完那个 meeting 我才睡觉，还是怎样？所以其实我们是不是有方法可以去 control 我们自己的 mind instead of just let it go？ or 我现在一直逼自己睡觉。How do you think, Brandon?
Fantastic, fantastic. First of all, I would like to resonate with Ken, right? Because just yesterday, I had very little sleep. I slept, but I had very little sleep. Not my usual 7 hours. Yeah, I only had probably 4 hours of sleep because of work. So, first of all, there is no good, no bad, no right, no wrong, right? But I believe that you are watching today because you would like to participate in the discussion, right? You want to find alternative points of view, because everyone that always agrees with you is not teaching you anything. So hopefully, our hope is that through this live session, you are able to perhaps catch a point of view that you never thought about it before. Because in diversity, we are from different backgrounds, we are from different professions, and we do different things. But as the Chinese saying goes, is it 三人行必有我师? Is that right? Yeah.
I can't help you with that. I'm not very good in Chinese.
All right. This is the old Chinese saying that when 3 people are walking, definitely one person can teach you something. Yeah. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's how the saying goes. So let's talk a little bit about emotions, right? So what do you understand about emotions? Everett, Ken.
Okay. To me, I have a little bit sharing with you. That's why I know the energy emotion is what emotion. I mean, like in science lah, where energy moving in your energy emotions, also energy moving inside your body lah. That's what I understand lah. But right before that, I thought emotion is just like something is very virtual. You say you can't touch it, you can't really see it. So especially in I wouldn't say it's useless. It's just like something is like far away with you. You can't touch it. You can't really have it. But you know there is, but you just can't really see it. So that you sometime, most of the time, I would say, you will ignore it. Yeah, I would say most of people will ignore it. Yeah, Brandon.
Agreed totally, until the point that you cannot ignore it any longer, and suddenly you blow up in front of the people that love you the most. I believe everyone will have their own story. How about you, Ken? What do you think?
Well, for me, I think emotion is a very, 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 very important aspect in everybody's lives. But a lot of people, they feel that emotion is something I cannot control. So why bother trying to understand or trying to control it? Or why bother trying to suppress it sometimes? Because you're always thinking in 2D, right? Whether to let go of emotions, one, or whether to suppress it. Which, if you go to extreme, if you think about it, you go to extreme in either way, it's not a good thing. If you always blow, like you said, blow up in front of people that you love, that's to the extreme where you always let go of your emotion, or you always keep everything inside and not release it out. That is suppressing it, and that tends to lead to sometimes maybe depression or a lot of negative thoughts. So for me, emotions is like yin and yang. It's like what Ewart said, something that we cannot see, but we can feel the energy, right? And if you've been through, like I believe everybody has been through, at a very angry phase and at a very sad and lonely place, and if you've been through these two extremes, that's when we somehow automatically start learning better to understand our own emotions, because it's an experience that we build up from what my limited knowledge is. And I've always been intrigued by this story of how a monk can just eat once a day and sit down for 12 hours a day and what do you call this, meditate without, and make their mind blank, without having water, without having any food. And I always ask myself, what are they trying to achieve? and eventually every monk wants to attain what's the thing called? To attain
Enlightenment.
enlightenment, exactly. And I said, who else can do and sit around and do nothing, eat nothing, don't let and not be bored by staying in one place for 12 hours or more than that? Who else can do what monks do? Then you look at the people that are partying or taking illicit drugs. They can do that for 3 days, even better than monks. So, from what I see, these two extremes, it's like, is the emotion coming from the substance, or is the emotion coming from a religious point of view of being achieving enlightenment, or is the emotion coming from the environment, or is it really coming from the source, which is what we all have here, which is the
Wow.
whatever you call it, dopamine or whatever, Basically, if you rely on substance, or rely on meditation, or rely on environment, or rely on religion, whatever you rely on, it all points back to one thing. It's here. And if it's here, I start to go on a journey to think, if it's from here, why is it that it's something that we cannot control? There must be a way to control it. And by controlling it, we must first understand inwards. What is our emotion and what's our emotion telling us?
Wow.
And I'm still on that journey. Yeah. And
Yes.
it's a long journey, but it's a very interesting journey, which is one of the biggest reasons also why I participate in this live stream together with you
Man,
guys. Is for us to learn ourselves. So for
fantastic.
me,
Yeah, there's
emotion
a
is
very
important.
fantastic perspective. Yeah, from Ken.
Wow.
So Ken is actually saying that well, what I understand is actually most of the people now we are very outward, care about what people think about you, care about what I have. I mean, that's right. You have to care about what people thinking about you, but not like more than 50%, right? You have to gotta have a balance, right? Then, but because of you too concerned about what people think about you, too concerned about what you have physically, materialistic, then you tend to forget what inside. Then you tend to ignore it. That's what I understand. Maybe from Ken's point of view is that what he told say the story. I think is like he understands that, you see, there's a two extreme, even from the monk and for the people who have this illegal drug, they can achieve the enlightenment but do something that the normal people cannot do. Then he started to think about what inward to himself. So this is actually a very good point. Like something happened, inspired Mr. Ken to do this. But how about others, Maybe I heard this story, it can't inspire me, But how I can have a same inspiration like Mr. Ken, like this thing can actually boom, oh, now I need to know more about myself inside in my heart. What happened in it? Inside in my brain, what happened in this? Just like for an example, a quick one. Like now we always think about what is happened in the outer space. We go to Mars, we go to moon, whatever, but we don't even know what is under the oceans. Inside the earth, the core, we not even like really go into it. It's just a machine, maybe go down there and predict what is inside. There's a lot of things in the dark species or whatever. Yeah. So meaning that is actually we have to live in the balance, right? The sky and the underneath, in the between there. So maybe balance is the word lah. Is it? Brandon, do you agree about it?
Fantastic, fantastic. By the way, if you are tuning into our conversation, do join the discussion. Type whatever questions in your mind that relates to sleep. All right, and let's continue the discussion. So, I really love what you said just now, Ken. On the perspective of balance, right? Because there were a lot of things that I would like to unpack a little bit from that story, right? So what you're saying is, on one end, the monks, right, that can actually sit still, right, eat once a day and sit still for 12 hours just at one spot. If you have never tried it, I dare you to, and I will not be surprised if you find it so difficult, right? Now
I'll be the first to admit I can't do it
Exactly.
myself.
it is now with these devices, right? Every moment that we have in between meetings, waiting for transport, even waiting for your child to get ready, you are already drawn to your phone. Can you imagine 12 hours of total peace and balance? That is the ability of monks. So, in my perspective, I think that they have mastered the energy within. Energy in motion, emotion within, right? And you also quoted the partying group, right? With LSD or other substances, they are able, you're right, they are able to party non-stop for 3 days. But what happens after that? Is it sustainable? I don't think so, right? But then again, I think the key word of the entire thing is balance, right? The monks have got the ability to really put themselves still and really achieve the sense of balance and calmness, which I believe is what many of us aspire to achieve, but in our own way. Why we go hiking in the morning? Why do we go for a holiday? Right? Because we want to get back to the state of balance. But there are many other ways to achieve that. But
So,
fantastic points. Thanks for sharing, Ken.
so back to our topic today. So we're talking about sleeping. So we have this keyword balance. So how can we achieve balance to helping on our sleep? We need a good sleep so that we have a good energy to face everyday challenge, right? So balance. So how can we achieve balance, Brendan?
Okay.
What do you think?
Cool. So in the medical world, balance is also, there's another term called homeostasis, which is actually balance, right? The doctors use a lot of words that are very big, but in the actual sense of the word, it means homeostasis means balance, right? So how do we achieve balance? We achieve balance through sleeping, because when we are sleeping, the body regenerates. The body is in a restful state, hence the body can actually regenerate itself. The body has the ability to heal itself. However, because of certain emotions that may be stuck inside us, the body is not able to get to the state of homeostasis, which is balance. So that's why sleeping for 8 hours a night is recommended, right? And let's break it down a little bit. In terms of sleeping, right? We can actually break it into cycles, right? Sleep cycles are, if I'm not mistaken, around 45 to 90 minutes, right? So it is very important for us to sleep a few cycles where we go through the different sleep phases, right? And when any of the sleep phases are interrupted, that's where we wake up not feeling rested. We wake up grumpy. We wake up like somebody owes us money, that kind of emotional state. So yeah, to achieve that, we need to practice sleep hygiene, right? So sleep hygiene is basically a set of principles that you can actually follow so that you get better sleep. For example, perhaps 2 hours before you sleep, not to drink too much water, right? Because if you drink too much water, water accumulates in the body, right? And suddenly you want to go to the toilet in the middle of the night, and your sleep is interrupted. Because when the sleep cycle goes a few cycles, then mid-cycle is interrupted because of the water in your body. Does that make sense? Okay, okay. And sleep hygiene could be not watching TV or not watching any screen related content 1 hour before you sleep. I understand, not easy to do.
I think this how to say, so we wanted to achieve that. It's not easy, but there's a way, right? There's always a way for everyone, for each of us. Like maybe it's a different one. Let's say you have to find some other thing to replace this 1 hour. Could be like meditation, but meditation have to be practiced. You need to calm down yourself. You need to really like go into that state. But what do you have another kind of suggestion, or maybe to actually replace this 1 hour before the sleep to make it a sleep hygiene? Is there any advice or any tips? Ken, do you have something that inspired us?
If I may, just let me play the devil's advocate here. It's like, thank you, Brandon and Ewart, because these are actually what people should do. And of course, sleep is very important. It's part in our life. It's part in DNA. It's part of whoever that created us and animals even. Every animal, every creature, every plant needs to sleep. There's a reason behind it, and it's a higher power that we don't even understand yet. That we mere humans cannot even fathom to understand. But it's all part of the circularity and regular body. Like our body is like a so complex machine that until now nobody could build. That's why we believe in a higher power, and because we don't even understand our own emotions and our own body and how it works, and I think most of the scientists are saying we only use maximum of 3% of our brain, or 4%, or whatever. It's below 5%, and imagine if we use 10% or half of our brain power, where will that bring us? Or maybe we are still long in human evolution, but that's a topic for another day. What I'm trying to say, let me play the devil's advocate here, if I may. Of course, like everyone, and these are very, very good advice. Like I didn't know, I'm learning myself today. Don't drink, and I drink water every time before I sleep. But I think because my tank is bigger, I don't wake up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet.
Oh,
I can wake up in the
very
morning to go to the
fortunate.
toilet. Yeah, well, you gotta eat more to make your tank bigger. But thanks for that. I didn't know that, because a lot of people, yes, they have to wake up in the middle of the night, and I thought it's just normal for others, right? Now I know the reason. Then I can give the same advice to other people, saying that don't drink water before you sleep, 1 hour or 2 hours, 3 hours before, because it makes sense. After some people, after drinking water during the daytime, they have to go to the toilet, and that interrupts the sleep pattern, which is something I learned in psychology before, where you have stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and then REM stage, which is rapid eye movement. That is when we're dreaming. So every time when people are dreaming of something and they suddenly wake up, they feel very tired, but their mind is actually very active. Or some people actually, it's a side story. Some people actually, when they wake up, they can open their eyes, but they can't move their body. It's because they are woken up during REM stage, where your eyes are moving very rapidly, and you woke up and you feel that big quite big quite yak but actually there's a scientific reason behind it, because of the brain function. The brain is active, but your body is already asleep while it's rejuvenating, and that's because mostly it happens when you wake up in the middle of a dream. That's when it happens that your body can't move, because your body is resting. There's always two intelligence that I believe. One is the mind intelligence, one is the body intelligence, where it can heal itself. It's amazing how our body can heal. We are like lizards. We see lizards grow back their tail. Oh yeah, it's so gross. But if we cut ourselves and we don't do anything to it, it heals by itself, which is amazing.
Yes.
And we don't know how it's our cells and all this, but but for me to play devil's advocate is, if I may, some audience may be asking, yes, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. Yes, I know I'm supposed to sleep. The problem now is I can't sleep. What other ways are there instead of taking medication to force myself to sleep, or not watching TV and all this? Even I count sheep to 1,000, I can't fall asleep. So I think for those that are asking these questions, right? Let me just throw back a question at them by saying that just think back of one day doing something you like shopping, taking a flight for holiday in Paris, Europe, Italy, or to the for the women out there, taking a flight to Paris and Milan, shopping, fashion heaven, and you're jet lag, but you don't want to sleep because you want to shop.
Who wants
Right?
to sleep?
Exactly. But you're sleepy. You can sleep, but you choose not to sleep because you're doing something you like. Or if you're out drinking with your friends, partying, you don't want to sleep. No, until you want to extend until later night. Or you're doing something, whatever it is that you like, playing games. Most of the, I mean, adults even do it now. Teenagers, children, they play games until the parents have to steal the game from them to force them to go to sleep. Right?
Mm,
So, but this one, they are okay doing it by not sleeping. But when they can't fall asleep because they have to wake up the next day and do something, that's when I think most people, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, give excuses to themselves. I can't sleep because they don't want to sleep, because they don't want to wake up and do something they do not like the next day.
wow.
Example, going to work, going to school, going whatever it is. All right. But imagine if the next day when you wake up, it's a weekend. You wouldn't want to sleep, or you want to sleep earlier so you can wake up earlier to do something that you like. Like if you love hiking or cycling, you can only do it in the morning. So automatically, you will find ways to sleep so that you wake up energized to do something you like, whether it's traveling, catching a flight to Milan or Paris for shopping, or going on a holiday. Or you choose not to sleep at all because you're so excited, but you're happy while you're not sleeping. And that energy doesn't make you lethargic. Compared to the other side of the extreme, tomorrow I gotta wake up and do something I don't like, meeting my in-laws. Maybe I don't, right? Anything, whatever it is, right? Or seeing
So
someone I
can
don't
we
like.
summarize, like Ken actually saying that so we can actually try to think about what we love, what we like, and what we want to do tomorrow, what we hope to have for tomorrow, so that it maybe affect our sleeping cycle or the sleeping quality or the intention of sleeping, or is there any other factor or reason that actually can help us on easier to get to sleep when we have this situation like I'm sleepy, but my body is want to sleep, my body is tired, but my mind cannot be sleep.
It's,
Okay.
Is
it's
there
not a,
any way, Brandon?
All right. Perhaps I can share a little bit of my perspective, right? I believe the key is inconsistency, right? That's why there is, I can see hashtag sleep hygiene, right? Because with those sleep hygiene factors, you can get yourself into a state of consistency. Why do I say that? Because life is contradictory. Not only is life contradictory, life is also very ironic. Sometimes, as Ken, what Ken said is basically we don't want to do what we have to do on a work day. That's why we don't want to sleep, right? So that we can avoid and push that to a later stage. However, there is this thing called debt, sleep debt, right? We think that we can push sleep away, but actually we need to pay it back. That's why on a weekday, if you accumulate sleep debt because of your games, because of your drinking, because of your socializing, because of your mama store sessions, you need to pay it back. And that's where many people get caught in the vicious cycle, right? It's because you didn't get enough sleep on the weekdays, and then weekends when you're supposed to relax or when you're supposed to spend more time doing the things that you like, but you need to pay back the sleep debt. You get frustrated, not enough sleep, and then you repeat the cycle over and over and over again.
Discipline is the word,
I guess that's how Monday blues word come about, right? Because you're already sleep deprived on the weekdays, and on weekends, because of the adrenaline and the excitement, they don't feel sleep deprived, and on Monday it just comes back and whack them right in the head, and
Hitting a
now it's Monday blues.
wall. Exactly,
So,
Right?
exactly.
so
And I think it
there's
becomes a
a
pattern for them. Then it becomes normal because, like I said, there's two intelligence: the mind and the body. So your mind is telling your body, "Don't sleep, don't sleep, don't sleep, wasting time. Let's go out, have fun." right?
Yes.
And the body is like, okay, don't sleep. So when you lay down, I won't make you, I won't make you fall asleep. And all of a sudden say, go to sleep. Well, you're forcing your body to say, and your body is confused. Like, what? What do you want me to do? You want to sleep? You don't want me to sleep. And that's
That's
when I
right.
think a cycle appears, right? I
That's
think,
right. And adding to that, they put nonsense into the body without realizing it, right? Carbonated drinks, which is 9 tablespoons of sugar in one can. I don't know, sugar, dessert, after
Alcohol,
yes, alcohol. These are things that you think may give you a better sleep, but I think research is showing that on the long run, it actually disturbs your sleep.
especially the quality of the sleep.
Exactly, exactly.
So can we summarize today's topic to most of the time when we wanted to sleep but we can't sleep is actually because of here. You see, usually the body is tired. The heart also wants to sleep the whole day. We already have a lot, the long day, then we already tired. But our mind is the place that keep disturbing by something. Could be what I understand for now, maybe like Mr. Brendan said just now, is actually the energy, emotion running inside and in not and not in a proper way. It could be in a confused or like a vortex, minds get confused because when you sleep, things come in from different directions. It's not in
Chaotic, chaos.
yeah, chaos. Yeah, so that your body wanted to sleep, but here keep pumping that all the energy is going down. So your body cannot rest. All the organ wanted to rest cannot rest. So, is there any hack or tips or ways that we can actually calm down our energy in our energy, the motion of this energy, which is emotion in our brain, in to actually cool down? Other than meditation, of course, people know meditation, but not everyone can do meditation. You have to be really, really, really practice. Is there any other way? Like since we already discussed how we know into it, is there any other way we can actually practice or have, give some tips to us, like to be fall sleep easier or like smoother?
All right.
Anyway, Brendan or Ken?
Ken?
if I may, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the main thing that people have to understand is you gotta find out. Like I said, there's so many reasons that people can be insomniac. It could be the positive reason where we're going out to party, not enough sleep. It can be a happy thing. There's always like a positive and negative thing. I wouldn't say good or bad because there's no such thing as good or bad. It's just positive way or negative way that we see. The positive way of not having enough sleep is I'm doing something I like, so I don't have enough sleep. The negative way is I want to sleep, but I can't sleep. And I think the negative way is mostly associated with problems, stress, or thinking too much. But what makes people actually think too much? Usually because of problems. But people need to understand what the real problem is instead of seeing the problem as a surface, right? If you ask anybody out, especially in today's economy or especially during COVID time, right? Everything just shuts down. What's everybody's problem? Financial situation, right? So to them is my problem is I need to find more money, right? But you got to dig deeper into that, right? A lot of times you ask, okay, you have more money, what are you going to do with it? I want to find more money. I want to find more money. Okay, once you find more money, what are you going to do with it? Or I'm going to build my business. That's a positive way of, because I'm finding money to build my business. But I think most people, especially during now, recession is coming throughout the whole world, right? Inflation is very high. So right now, uh, a lot of people in a negative way think I need to find money to pay debt or to maintain my lifestyle or to pay my mortgage or to pay my bills, right? So now think back, what is your real problem? Is it money? Is it not enough money? Or is it paying your bills? Or is it extending your debt to a longer period to pay? This is the 3D perspective of looking at a problem, right? But people are just saying, I just need money to settle this. I'll give you an example, just a simple example, right? I went to the casino, I gambled away all my money. I don't have enough money, so I need to borrow money, right? And once I get that amount of money, I'll go back to the casino and gamble again, hoping to win back what I lose. That's an extreme example. It could be bills, it could be debts, it could be loans from the banks, whatever it is, right? If you go down to the real problem, is it money? Because people just think, I just need money now so I can pay my bill this month, pay my rent this month, right? Fine. You found that money, wherever it is, whether from friends, family, or from the business that you're doing. What about next month? The same thing repeats again and again and again. So what's your problem? Your problem is you can't afford your rent. So either you share a room, co-share a room, or talk to your landlord to reduce the rent, or whatever it is. That's the real problem. And if I tell you right now, I need money because I need to pay my rent. Okay, you live rent free for 1 year. Is money a problem, or is the rent a problem? Right? So a lot of people, you got to tackle the real issue about financial.
Wow.
Yes, financial is broad, but if you dig deeper and deeper and deeper, that's when you find the real issue. That's when you can pull out the root cause of your worry. But a lot of people, they just say, "Wait, money, not enough money, not enough." Everybody will just be worried forever because even Bill Gates don't have enough money. He's still finding more money out there. Elon Musk doesn't have enough money. He's still trying to colonize Mars to get more money there,
So
and he's got 10 families to
perspective
feed.
is the word. Perspective. So more
Pers-
perspective to the problem you have instead of just thinking about, oh, I have this problem of not enough money to solve this another problem. But actually, that problem is the one you need to put more attention to it instead of to not enough money.
If I
Cool,
may,
cool.
if I may offer an alternative view, but by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that is gold right there, right? As Ken mentioned, it is perhaps we need to look at it in a three-dimensional point of view, right? And not just look at what is causing us stress at the moment, right? Oh, I can't sleep, therefore I'm very stressful. But think about I think another hashtag perhaps it will be awareness, right? Being aware, in your example it was the rent being too high, right? But being aware that there were certain emotions that have been injected into your life, not last week, not last month, not last year, but throughout your life, that has been accumulated within you, energy in motion, that is causing your sleep disturbance. So, sleep hygiene are merely just strategies to help you sleep better. However, if you are not aware of the root cause of your emotions, or don't even have any clue why my life is going fine, but I just can't sleep, right? If that is you, you need to start the journey on getting awareness of getting a three-dimensional view on what is actually causing you the core stress. Does that make sense?
So this thing is linked. Everything is linked. You see, when Ken say this, the how to actually pay the right attention to the real problem, to the real problem you're having, and give a solution to the problem so that it won't give you another problem like having a bad sleep or having a not sleeping. And Brandon saying that your emotion is actually not built up by today, yesterday, tomorrow, yesterday, or the day before yesterday. It's
Last
actually throughout your life. You see, this is a very good point or very good, how to say, perspective on letting us to know more about emotion. Because most of the time when we say emotion, today 我觉得很 emo, very emo today. We thought like, what happened to me now in the present? Is it the star is not right? The sun is not right? Is it because of the rain? Could be. Could be,
Woke up wrong side of the bed.
It's a very emotion. The energy is transferring throughout all the stars, all these things, right? So it could be, but we can't understand that too far away, But what we can understand is what happened before, like Brandon saying in your history. So this thing is actually reminds me like when I first approached this VSS with voice help, this thing, this VSS actually very surprised me when we only recorded about 3 minutes thing time, and then we get this result on when we got this core and frequent emotion injected into our brain or our mind, so that this really we can understand like, oh, what happened that time, and this emotion got injected to me. So it's a very wonderful technology, I would say this, because this will give you a very quick insight about you when you're ready to understand yourself. But there's only part of it to solve your problem, because once you understand it already, right, you still need a practice or need a way to actually solve it or make use of it. This is what I understand. So like Ken said, everything doesn't really goes to very good or very bad. It's actually positive or negative. How you use it only, right? So the energy, the perspective, the energy is in it. So maybe I have this problem always insomnia, but if I make good of this insomnia, like to have at the night time, maybe I have more inspiration, and when the night is late, right? So everything's get calm, get quiet, right? I can have more time, more focus on my work. Then maybe it's good to you, but you need another thing to balance back, because it might hurt your body. So maybe in the morning, when you wake up about 10 or 11, is about noon time, right? Then you can go to the gym room to have some payback to your body, right? So you need to balance it back only, right? So the balance the keywords. So
that's
Brandon, right. So Brandon, you have anything to say on the voice health, what's it called? VSS or
Voice for health.
Oh, voice for health. Yeah. Something I think is a very new to a lot of people say.
So in summary, it's basically a technology that can record your voice sample, right? And then using AI, artificial intelligence, process those voice samples so that it gives you clarity, so that it gives you awareness of what is the root cause of your problem. And by doing this, you are able to, byproduct, understand yourself more. Because by understanding yourself more, everything becomes clearer, everything becomes easier. So I would encourage everyone who's watching to perhaps go for a quick vocal scan, right, at Voice for Health, and find out if what is actually holding you back, what is actually causing you that three-dimensional root cause. And when information is extremely powerful, when your brain gets this information, your brain is already trying to balance itself out. Our brain is an amazing organ. Just with that information, your brain is already started to actually go on the journey of transformation. But let's focus back onto sleep, right? When you sleep, ensure that you look up what is sleep hygiene, factors that enable you to have uninterrupted sleep. If it is because of deeper emotions, then I would highly encourage you to get your voice scanned so that you know. But if it's not because of that, temperature, just to share a few tips, right? The temperature of the room is very important, right? If the temperature is actually too high, or if the temperature is too low, that may affect your sleep as well, right? So as a good range, it would be 24 to 27 degrees Celsius, right? So
As a reference, lah. That one is as a reference.
yes, as a reference point.
Because some might have this body always heated one. You're saying that my aircon has always had to be 18 or 16, Celsius one.
That's true. And then again, it goes into a vicious cycle, right? You think that your body is hot, or aircon put higher. Then your body needs to work double, because your body has a state of balance, right? Then your body needs to expend the resources to actually elevate your temperature to the specific temperature. And not only that, your electricity bill is going to go higher, right? And then coupled with your rental, and then you get the whole stress and vicious cycle again.
Understand that. Yeah. So, Ken, do you have any thought on this VSS? I think you tried it before, right?
I've done it, but I haven't done an explanation with Brandon, which is, I believe I'll do one time as a live session.
Woo!
Just for everyone to understand what it is, and for me, whatever tools you use, and VHS I think is a very good tool. The most important thing is, what is the end goal? The end goal and the end goal and the start of a new journey is actually realizing today, now, that self-awareness, self-consciousness of our emotions is very important in whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whether it is career, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your life in general, whether it's for your health, even physical health. Our emotions actually affect our physical health, and that's very true. So whatever it is, it all boils down to one thing: understanding. In order to control our emotions, like I said before, or in order to control our financial career, or in order to be in control of a certain relationship that you want, whether it's family, friends, or someone, or your partner, it all boils down to understanding first and then controlling. If you don't understand how to drive a car, you can never control a car. You gotta understand how to drive a car, how a car works. Then only you can know how to drive a car, and then you gotta actually drive it, crash a few times, and you become an expert in driving. And it's just a fact of life. And it's the same like anything else in business as well, right? You feel it's okay. It's okay if you feel more than you succeed. In relationships, you feel more than you succeed. It's okay. How many times have anyone who is a good driver now has had an accident in the car before? I think I would say almost everybody. So it's the same thing with this mental, me as well. It's the same thing with
So,
this mental awareness. Exactly.
Yeah,
We gotta start with
awareness.
awareness and understanding. You gotta be aware, then we understand, and then we can improve from there. Once we are made aware and understand.
To me, awareness also can need to be practiced. I mean, how to be really aware what the problem you have. First thing, of course, we need to be honest to ourselves. But secondly, sometimes we are in blind. We have some blind spots. So awareness it tend to be like you need to
different perspectives.
You need to listen to more perspective, which is one of the objective we do this live stream. Why we don't just close door and talk to each other? Because we want more perspective. We appreciate more perspective because we believe anyone can actually inspire anybody. This is very true. It doesn't need to be KOL or professional or whatever. It could be inspired by a 2 years old child, like I have raising a child, right? I'm almost every day inspiring by her, So so I'm saying awareness have to be honest, go inward to your heart and share with others. Talk to each other, no matter right or wrong. But when you're sharing, then only you're aware a lot of things that, you have more perspective already. I kept in the box too long already. And my problem didn't solve because I having a wrong solution or wrong problem to give the attention to. Like Ken saying just now, it's not because of you don't have enough money. It's because of you put yourself maybe, just maybe, to too much of things that you doesn't need to care about. Could be. Yeah, right. Brandon. Right? This is the more general, more common way on seeing problems. But all all drive back to the same things, awareness, right? When we talk about emotion,
Yes.
also awareness. So can we summarize today like few keywords like balance? To sleepy, sleep hygiene is to helping you to have a good routine, good cycle. But end of the day, self-awareness,
Definitely.
self-awareness is the thing that we need to actually practice of. Like to be honest to ourselves and share more perspective with others so that you can have more input, new input to your mind or your body, so that you can find maybe hope so one day you can find a way to actually escape from what you have. No.
If I can add something, if I may, like
Mm.
most important is to have an open heart, open mind to understand your own emotions. Even if you're not at a level where you're comfortable sharing it with other people as well, it's okay. Tune into this program. We share our lives out, or our lives that people know of and stories that we know of openly, freely. Nothing is scripted here. It's just that it's just three people sharing. Of course, what we want is more people to be engaged and to share so we can improve ourselves. It's not that
Yes.
we are trying to improve other people and oh no, even by doing this, the three of us, by talking unscripted, we are already improving ourselves because we already have three different perspectives. But of course, as in life, the more perspectives you have, instead of 3D is 4D, is 5D, is 6D now, view on life, right? The better it is. It's like, if I may say, but it's nothing to do with religion or anything, like having a God's eye view of our human life. What does that mean? You look at ants. We are having a 3D perspective on how the ants colony work. But the ants, imagine if we are the ants. They said, look, the sugar is there, right? Just go over there, straight line. Less than 1 meter, you get it. But the ants got to go round and round and round and round. And we look at it and we laugh. Huh? What is this? It's just a straight line. We can see the food source is there. Why not just go straight? Why do you have to go through one big round and communicate with your antenna and all this and leave trails and all this? Why all these complicated things? If you ask that about ourselves and imagine there's a God or someone out there looking down at us, why are we going in circles into achieving what we want? Why are we always having the same problem about
Wake
worrying
up,
about
wake up, wake
something?
up, wake up, wake up.
Self-awareness, have a 3D perspective. That's when I think you can start a journey of improving life. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for sharing that, Ken. I would just like to end with this, right? The human life is actually controlled by our patterns of behavior, things that we do over and over and over again, but we are not aware that we are actually doing it. So these patterns of behavior is also embedded in your voice. Just through your voice recording, we are able to actually identify this. So I myself, I'm a corp trainer as well. So in my practice of training, the technology is also being used, and I can see so clearly. I don't need to follow that individual for 3 to 6 months, job shadow him to know certain restrictive emotions that is actually making his life not that positive.
Amazing,
So
amazing. It's really amazing. So, to be quick conclude on what we have today. Yeah, the keyword already typed there, in the down there, the comment there. So whoever who tune in live or replay this, you have any question, you feel free to put in the comment. We can see it, or you can actually PM us, or you want to look for Mr. Brandon or Mr. Ken or me, Mr. Edward, you can just PM us, talk to us, and feel free to join our any other section. So we will tune in live every Wednesday on 9:30 p.m. in World Story Facebook and YouTube. So feel free to also come to our Facebook page to vote for some topics over there, so that we'll pick the most voted topic and then discuss on our next episode. So I will do a quick tease on our next topic. Okay. Can we have our director to put out our next topic? I don't have it for now, but it's a very cool discussion we have, because it's really feels like a gym section to me. I would like to bring in this mental fitness very good, because it makes me very quick to understand how to work with my emotion and mental. Because right before that, I thought emotion is just like things that I cannot catch, to ladies as well. They have a very, even though complicated emotions. To our guy, we thought we have less emotion, but actually we just tend to suppress, like what you say, right? So when we have this more perspective, I feel actually more relief on some point because I more understand on it already. More
Awareness.
and more control on it already. When you feel that you are actually confident to understand this thing, then you are more control on it. And this thing need practice. That's why one of the reasons we need this mental fitness section, mental gym. So now do we have the next topic? Let me check. Let me
Social status, anxiety.
Social status, yes. Social status, anxiety on what you're going to be now. So 社会焦虑不知所措的未来. There's I think this topic will point to a kind of a checkpoint in our life. Like usually is when we graduate or maybe when we change our job after 5 years or long in the company, or maybe when we want to start out a company, then this thing will come out instantly in our mind. Or maybe when we have this gathering with old schoolmates, could be, and very old friends, or maybe a bunch of different status, different community peoples, then we will kind of have this anxiety of our social status, like what car you're driving, what things you're wearing, or kind of this. So we will discuss this on our next week's topic lah. So feel free to
And
share.
I think if anyone wants any topic to be discussed, just write in a comment in whatever channel that you're watching now.
Yeah, cool.
Just put it in, because this is a community thing. It's not just what we decide, but because this is a starting episode, we just decide first few topics. But any other topics that you want us to discuss, we're open, and please join in anytime to discuss the topic together with us.
Yeah. So anything you want to add on, Brendan?
Yes, since we're talking about anxiety next week, right? I would like to share that Voice for Health is actually participating in a mental health awareness program that is organized by Malaysia Kini at Taylor's University Lakeside campus on the 22nd of July. Yeah. So they are actually selling tickets to the event. So if you happen to be nearby, or if you're more interested to look at mental health awareness,
look for Brendan.
Yes.
Brendan could have some free tickets. Maybe I think the point he want to share here is that maybe he got some free tickets. Just ping in.
Google Malaysia Kini mental health awareness, and if you resonate with what you see and want to find out more, do reach out.
Oh, cool. Maybe we can just later maybe we can share the link in the comment so that whoever interested, you can just one click away to this thing, so that you can have a very first step on your awareness on your journey. Right. So thanks for you guys sharing. I'm quite inspired today, even though I have this more perspective in the emotion already in the past few weeks. But today I got more inspired, like this balance thing and the other perspective of self-awareness, So thank you, Brendan, for your sharing, and thank you, Ken, and thank you who are tuning in live and also play back this video. So do share your thoughts and comments, whatever, or you want to PM, or you want to record a voice over to us, send in the PM. Feel free, whatever you feel free you want to do. So also we want to thanks for our back-end team. It's actually one guy doing all this amazing job, Mr. Daniel. So anything to add on or else, we will say bye-bye. So then see you guys next week.
Good night.
Next week.
Good night.
Sleep
Bye-bye.
well.
Sleep well. Awareness.